Hello, Speedgaming. So we're here with the Map Rando tournament, bringing you the qualifiers into the second one. The first qualifier was earlier today, and I am Aussie 101, one of the tournament organizers. So I'm going to be walking you through this race we have here between Baron and Linux. Maybe while simultaneously doing some stream setup while we're in the waiting room. Racers are on a 10-minute delay here. That button. And then plus there's normal stream delay, so I have to do my best to match it. Or time the start of this restream with the start of the race. There you go. That looks better. But thank you all for tuning in tonight. And the race is now about to get started. We have Baron Red on the left with the Vanilla Samus, Vanilla Ship, and Lunix on the right with a bit of a green flavor today. And we've run directly into Grapple Room, and that is an E-Tank. So the settings are hard tricky, and an E-Tank is always going to be placed in the first filler location. But we can't tell if it is filler or if it's required just yet. Because they did run into a heated room, and you came past that room with the E-Tank. It's not that likely that it would have been progression, even if the door wasn't green. But that is not the way to go. So took a quick reset to get information. In Map Rando, there's going to be a lot of resetting. And so there's going to be a lot of saving as well. Information is king in Map Rando, which how you play it. So it's a speed booster is our first item. And what I know about how the randomizer likes to put things, if you have a speed booster and an E-Tank, it wants you to go to the gauntlet door. But we'll see what's up here first, because it's easier to reach the top right door. And actually, early supers is another use for speed booster. So you definitely want to check these items. And that's a morph ball. The missiles under the bridge are not expected. It's not expected that you do the quick drop to get those. But there's a decent chance that you do see a lot of runners go for it. Because the soft lock isn't too bad. You just shine spark back up. And you see that Lunix doesn't have any missiles at all. And so it can be a problem if he runs into any kind of red door or wants to kill an enemy. But if you only have 5 missiles, that's not really enough to want to spend on enemies. Because you need all of them to open a door if you run into one. But power bombs are really good. I guess we have to see what he wants to do next. Because there's doors to the right of West Ocean. Oh no. Nice slick mock ball. Oh, right. With Morph and Power Bombs, you can't get the missiles safely. Hard logic is a lot about things being expected that are safe to do at the skill level of the runners playing. Here we have Farm Room. You don't normally see this one. That's the purple Farm Room. It's right below Bubble Mountain. And then we have Lunix finding Bubble Mountain. How about that? I think Linux has some palette coloring on. Can we get morph bombs? Morph bombs are really good if you only have one power bomb pack. Become less valuable after that. And that's a free map station. So map station is the biggest thing you could want. We see 3 majors right here. That hollow dot is gettable pretty safely. But it's kind of scary if you don't know the strat. That's the pre-Norfair reserve item. But we're going to see what the majors are. We have grapple. Grapple's an interesting one. It's interesting when you get it before it's obsolete. And we have Baron. Gonna pick up morph bombs. Phaser. They have a farm room here on the left. That's the Croc farm room. And they can't get to that. The thing is, they're really low on power bombs because you have to go up and down a Bubble Mountain power bomb blocks. So that'd be a reason to go to the farm room. It kind of depends what the next play is. Climbing the right side of Bubble Mountain is not expected, but you can IBJ or you can run from the save door. And that's supers. Taking the supers here and back is pretty safe. The next room is worst room, so you don't want to go in there. And that's going to lead into wreck ship. So that's something to think about later. Gonna need a lot more items before you go through worst room. You have Spazer as well. So as you're running through these rooms, you're going to want to stock up on resources a little bit. Get the easy farms. You really don't want to run out of power bombs. But it's less devastating when you have morph bombs. Charge is really nice. I don't think that reaches the bat. Yeah, need another power bomb. Oh, but got one back. And then you see that Map Rando gives you 2 power bombs at a time from drops. So you don't need to spend as much time farming. Grapple. Grapple can be a way across top of Bubble Mountain, but you can also do the damage boost. Or IBJ. The big thing about logic is that there's so many ways to do every room that no one can really know all of them, but you can know the set that's expected in hard. So when you get into like even less obvious things, that it gets tricky to keep track of things. So doing the 3-door jump, it's kind of hard to time the jump. There's other ways to jump up to the invisible bridge. I think an HPJ works, but I don't think I would try it. Running from the inside the room to wall jump off the bridge is one way. You could sort of shine spark or do a really fast jump through the door because it was Dust 3's room. But now we need to think about where to go next. We see Ridley's on the left. Lots of Norfair rooms. There's another major on the right side of Criteria. And that's your last power bomb. So what is Lunix going to do? Possibly farm them back. And then we have Meridia at the top. I'm not sure if we saw a way up to Meridia. Okay, so we found Everest. And Everest is like the most common use of grapple. Okay, be a little afraid for Linux. Oh no, they can see what's below. So this is technically not in logic, what Linux is doing. Logic's not going to expect the wall jump to reach this peak. So what they're going to want to do is go to the top left or top right doors for progression. When you find grapple early and then find Everest, it's very likely that it's going to want you to use the two together. And then also grapple jumps are not in logic, but you can usually fling to everywhere that you'd be able to grapple jump. Grapple jump is just faster. And that's kind of the key to racing, is there's the things that are in logic, and then there's the things that are faster. And we got a healthy turnout today, 21 entrants. But it's also a busy time slot. We got the Super Metroid on GDQ as well. I think there's also a Dash Mystery Turning race going on. That's all I'll say about that. Okay, here's the item. It's going to be in the Morph Ball room. So we get a major, and it's high jump boost. Very nice. And more power bombs, also nice. So we're getting a interesting seed with delayed suits. And that's what you want to see. When you get suits early is when the seeds go really fast. And some people don't like that. Some people think it cuts down on choices and promotes coin flips. But that's not what we have. We have follow the progression. And I don't think we know where exactly to go from here. A reserve tank is good. You do want to pick up health tanks, because health tanks can be part of logic. Like, it's going to expect you to have so much health to go through some kind of heated room a lot of the time. You picked up an item. Right, so Baron took a save, because it's not expected that you go left and then right through pre-Ridley. And actually, is this reachable up here from criteria? That's a reserve tank. I don't know if it was, but that'd be a decent item to get, and you wouldn't lose the health going through heated room. But now you gotta think about how to get your health back. There's enough options here that you're gonna find a refill room somewhere. So far we are logical. Falling through fire fleas is kind of dangerous. It helps if you know the setups for it. Logic is going to want you to kill the enemies for the most part, with either power bombs or supers. But we'll see what is here at Fireflies. Jumped a little high over the Firefly. That is a wave beam. Okay. The Funes. Funes do 60, boulders do 40. So you do have to be pretty careful about your health here. And then, of course, spikes are going to do 60. And we got Wave Beam. Wave Beam doesn't have many uses right now. See if Lunix can land on the Firefly. The problem with Firefly rooms is it gets darker as you progress through it. Powered off attic is a very nice farm room. When you power it on, then it becomes a pain. So Lunix wants to be safe. Don't die to a Fune. That's kind of the only thing you need to do here. And then you want just enough health to not run into a heated room and die instantly. So you always want to stay above like 20. And Big Pink. So Big Pink's cool. Okay, took a hit from that Fune. 60 damage. Big Pink connects to the map. It's a right side map, so it's going to be the one of the powered on ones. E-Tank is nice. As you progress through, you kind of lose interest in E-Tanks. You like get enough to do everything you need to do. So we have sandpits with items, Mission Impossible with an item, a C and a B next to each other. So that's right sandpit with a major. With these items, you would get that with a underwater wall jump. So we'll see what actually happens once they get over there. Imagine you get Mission Impossible first. Yeah, there's two other majors right there. Either one could be Spring Ball of Gravity. But it currently looks like Baron has a bit of a lead. Lunix has the extra reserve tank. And it's possible that matters. Because energy before finding Variasuit is very important. But we are going to head over. We have Aqueduct next. So Aqueduct's pretty interesting in map rando, as you take the snail hit for 100 damage, because we are here suitless. A lot of the time you need to visit the bottom left door with Speed Booster, and you can run into the room and charge a Shine Spark. To build a Shine Spark underwater, you just have to begin from a dry room. And that comes up all the time. And that's probably how you're supposed to reach this door. You Shine Spark to the top left. But we are about to see what the item is. X-ray. So X-ray is useful for ice clips mostly. Ice clips and snail clip. You can't snail clip without gravity. X-ray is not a button to click. So this is a little scary. Because below the sandpits are the Avirs. And they do 100 damage a hit as well. So it's not a safe place to be. Unless you find a gravity suit. That helps. Okay, so gravity suit's going to reduce all damage by half. As well as let you move around and get the other item. So, confirmed not an underwater wall jump seed. Spring Ball. How about that? The other way to get that item. So there's some ways to avoid the Avir hit when falling through the sand here. But it's not expected in hard. And you kind of have to play around with it to find exactly how you want to do it. But it's mostly about entering in the right position through the sand. So that is one of our items, our big items, gravity suit. For map rando, you want a way to deal with heat rooms and water rooms, and then finally boss damage. Is usually what every seat comes down to. So we can... Our movement's looking great. Our heat survivability is minimal. And then beam damage is passable. If you got Varia right now, then you could finish with this beam damage. It'd just be kind of slow. But it'd be acceptably slow. The thing is, we need to think about where to go next. Refilling your health is pretty good. Like, the main hurdle is going to be the heat rooms. So if you can keep your health high, then that'll let you just run through more of them. But all I remember is that Criteria had Ridley in an inconvenient spot. So we know where he is, and we need to come back to him once we're equipped. And that is not right now. Wasteland, real scary. This is not enough health for Wasteland. I guess I'd say it's 5 tanks with these items. Do Wasteland. Be a Tuskegee hit or 2, and then another 4, just to do the room. Okay, we're back in Criteria. We have Meridia and Wrecked Ship. And the only way up is through Worst Room. So what is the seed telling us? We just saw Brinstar was Wasteland, I believe. That's how that connected. So there's going to be E-tanks out there. The expectation should be that you kill the wall pirates with missiles and supers. And then you do a wall jump with high jump to get up. But that's still going to take a lot of health. There should be about 4 tanks. 4 tanks and more ammo. But you could outplay all of that and just do the room fast. Like, they have the any percent loadout, so you can do any percent strats. And that's something like, yeah, maybe 2 E-tanks is enough if you do any percent strats. So you could just go and do that right now. You know, don't get hit by a pirate. So that's the thing. It's going to distinguish how practiced you are at Worst Room in the game strats. And if you can't do them with low items, you need to just pick up more until you can do it. But I think it wants you to kill the pirates and then climb up Rostrum. The other choice is to get enough E-tanks to go through a wasteland. But either way, I think you need more E-tanks. We've seen 2 E-tanks and 2 reserves. And then there is a Crystal Flash available, but that wouldn't be logical. Every Hollow Dot can be a E-tank or reserve tank, as well as supers or power bombs. Okay, so here Lunix goes. If you have a save nearby, then this is going to be more comfortable. Yeah, so these are Namahes. They're going to do 200 damage a hit, reduced by gravity. So, like, it really looks like if you do Worst Room fast, then you're going to save a lot of time on everyone else. Linux doesn't have gravity anymore. I figured he found a save somewhere nearby. But gravity is going to be in the pit right here. I also missed the wave pickup. Yeah, Lynx is about to pick up gravity and spring ball again, so I'm not going to worry about remarking that. And I think he lost wave, so we're good. Three tanks is enough for Wasteland, if you know how. The problem with Wasteland is you have to wait for the elevator spike platforms. So X-ray is mission impossible. It's gonna long get the E-tank again. So we have quite the mechanical skill check seed. I think it's less likely that Wasteland is the progression. So I would focus on Horse Room. And again, Crystal Flash is not in logic. It's just not fun when Crystal Flash is logic. So that is moved to a higher difficulty. That looks like a death. So you can pause into the item. I don't think we even saw the item. But this should be the big hurdle of the seed. Wants them to collect enough health to do these difficulty rooms. And then more of the game's going to open up. It'll give them something to do. So I think there's an expert level strat for dodging Tuskegos. Baron went and RNG'd it. If the second hopper gives a big hop, then you can just roll under. And the connecting room isn't what you see in vanilla. So it's... Oh, that was unlucky. See if you can make it to the door. Okay, safe. Don't die to a crab. Riddy has cool rooms. Yeah, Wasteland... In vanilla map speedruns, you can manipulate the Disgigas to give you the kind of jump height you want. But in map rando, you don't know what the connecting room is going to be. So you can't really set up manips. That is a wave beam. That was the unlucky jump height. So Linux died again. If you get like the full runway of jump height, then it gives you a low jump. And it's really annoying because to reduce lag, you need the full runway minus a frame of jump height. Okay. My bet's on Wreckship or Meridia. But Baron should pick up enough items in Brinstar to make it out safely. Like all the minor items are going to be filler, so they can be anywhere. You can pick up E-tanks and more crystal flashes just anywhere. But the Various suit is kind of the big prize, and we don't know where that is. They get a Fantoon. So Fantoon's always going to be connected to hit the unpowered map. Fantoon is always a right door. Map is always a left door. And then Gravity Suit shouldn't be too hard of a fight, as long as you know the patterns. Kind of the big thing. If you can hit the 8 fireball eye open and get all those drops, then the rest of the fight is not too bad when you have a suit. The other thing you want to do is clear the individual flames that spawn, because that's going to add up to a lot of drops as well as making your movement easier. And that is our first boss down. Fantoon. And with the new map, we are going to get a lot of new information. We see one major, one mother brain, one major. So that could be good. We still have Ice, Plasma, Various Crew, Space Jump, outstanding. Even Screw or Plasma would help with the return trip. Otherwise, I think Baron would want to hunt for E-tanks as well. Okay, so Linux made it into Wreckship. It looked like there's another heated room above Worst Room. Oh no. What a scam. Well, I'd be upset here. Does not have the energy to shine spark to the top. And I think there's a heated room above Worst Room. Oh, no it isn't. But it is a locked door. 3 energy. Fireflies. Okay, got one. And these are going to be weak spikes, so it can take a spike hit. I missed what Baron was doing, but did find a knee tank. Maybe doing a space jump style spin jump now. That might be a difference. So over here we have Chronic Boost next, and then I think Meridia looks pretty good. Base jump. And then again, the problem with this Firefly farm is the lights go out. Ice beam. Five E-tanks and a Crystal Flash should be fine getting out. Are we seeing that this is a dead end? Because if Brinstar's a dead end... it's the Mother Brain dead end, so never mind. You have to end here. So it is not better to come this way first. Yet. We have Space Jump and Ice, and they don't seem important. The E-tanks are going to make going up Horrorstrom a lot easier. But none of this has been all that important. So I'd say Lunix is still in the race, even after taking a few deaths. And we are getting a look at Meridia. Always trying to spark up Main Street to get this free item. The map is pretty far away. Unfortunate. You're happy when you see a nearby map and sad otherwise. What kind of path back is Baron in store for? It has to do a gate glitch. Maybe go through some crumbles, a couple of heated rooms. This item that was scouted. Supers. Supers aren't bad. Supers are better than current beam damage. Plasma. I don't think you keep plasma. I think that's too much of a trip for plasma. I don't know when the save is. Yep, and then the next thing we run into is Key Hunter Stairs. Joy. We have a problem not having a third power bomb pack. Doesn't have access to that Crystal Flash. But can go through the door on the right. Can make to the middle door of Key Stairs. This is a farm room, so that's nice. Grapple Tutorial 3 connected to, as in just below, the Red Tower Gate. It used to be a very common thing. Well, it's not like you can run out easily. You have to gate glitch. The seed's a little bit mean. Can you imagine how the rest of the racers are handling this? But this is our look into the racer experience. Baron's in the comfier position. Has more majors and more E-tanks. So from here on, it's going to be slowed down less. It's just coming to Brinstar is an overall routing time loss because Mother Brain is down here. And you want to end at Mother Brain. Well, the Disgigas and Mellas are pretty slow health farm, so you'd rather not do that. Map Rando increases the value of small energies. More heat. If he had full energy, Linux would love to check Norfair Reserve. And it's a boss. We find Kraid. Kraid's gonna be a nice health refill. If you could somehow end the fight at full missiles, then you would get a pile of health drops. So I think you'd want to go for the charge shot and force super quick kill in this situation. But to get the missile back from the floating claw. If you go into the second phase, you're going to get a drop from the claw that floats around, even if you don't kill it. Kill him. We found another boss. How about that? That is all of our boss information. So Meridia has Kraid Dragon. Criteria has Ridley. Brinstar has Bantoon and Mother Brain. But we're not in go mode. First off, that is combined knowledge. Runners don't know what the others know. And we don't have a way to fight Ridley yet. Baron has 5 tanks and full beam. And that's not enough, really. Like, maybe you could barely make it work. But full beam is going to be a lot slower than super missiles. So the health requirement's a lot higher than a super missile only fight. Okay, save room. Nothing wrong with that save room. That gives you an easy path to checking Norfair Reserve. And this has been enough of a farm that you can continue up to the top of Key Stairs. Double missile, so that's not very good. Yeah, you just reset your health back. Logically hard would say you take either 2 or 3 hits from the Key Hunters, as well as all the heat damage from climbing. But there are ways to avoid all the Key Hunter hits. And this is definitely enough health to get to the top doors if you avoid the Key Hunter hits. This is enough health still. Baron may be playing so many percent older out. Yeah. Top part not so clean. More hot rooms. There we go. Get another water room. So this is a decent hub. Pretty close to the map now. Then once you have map knowledge, you can know how to route which items to pick up and how to avoid more heat. And if you do have to go through heat, it'll show you where the refill rooms are. So we have 2 dots and a refill on the left. You're going to want to keep the boss kills. There's Torian there. I guess we haven't been to Torian. A little bit of Rick Shop. So I'd say you get these 2 hollow dots and visit the Batuni tank refill. And you're looking for E-tanks. Because the seed is full of hot rooms. Okay, another power bomb pack is really good. That lets you crystal flash. And reserve tank. It'll have to do. So that sort of turns the end game of the seed into another skill check. How many items you need to fight Ridley? But then Lunix doesn't know where Fantoon is, or Mother Brain. So he probably does Brinstar last. We'll see if that's the case or not. But Brinstar is the furthest away. And if that is how it plays out, then probably runs into Varia as well. Missile. Baron gets his missile. You cannot pause during power bomb explosions. So we're gonna have to take the auto refill. There's a crystal flash. Probably not. Okay. It wants to go straight to the map. I was gonna say that if you knew what we knew, then the 2 bosses are a pretty good refill. Has microwave for Dragon and Raid is Kraid. Yank. But there's no rush to get the ammo back either. So I would say Lunix is still positionally ahead. Baron's going to have nicer items for catching up. And definitely has a stronger beam. But then Baron also has knowledge advantage. That's a hollow and that's a hollow. Yeah, I don't think you want these power bombs. If you want to do a Variolus Ridley, you really want 30 supers. And the missile pack. The single pixel dots on the map are gonna be missile packs. So they're just gonna look at the map and know what they are instead of looking at the actual item. Hot room after hot room. Oh, Crystal Flash. Enjoying his new ability to Crystal Flash. Looks like a frozen stream to me. So we're going to focus on Baron. So Baron has the nice items. Pretty close to being able to fight Ridley like this. You get the 2 boss kills over here. Yeah. So 2 boss kills here. Ridley is in Criteria, but in an out-of-the-way spot. There's not really any other items that you want to pick up between here and Ridley. So you probably dip one of the other regions and look for a few more items. Always a pretty good farm spot. So there's caution tape on top of doors. This one's above crumble blocks. That's what that means. It's a crystal crash. And then another change is that boss doors don't close behind you until you damage the boss. And that's because you don't know that you're going into a boss fight. And so it's just an instant soft lock. And if that can happen at any time in the seed, then it's not fun. So we put in a way to back out. A little different from Mystery Tournament, where you know you're going into some kind of boss room, and so you can save in advance. But here, you don't know where the boss rooms are. There's no kind of eye-door. Looks like Lunix has lost power for 5 minutes. So we're going to be on the Crystal Crash for a while. Very unfortunate. We had a pretty good race going. This is another super pack. So this may be enough for Baron to be comfortable with the Ridley fight. We're looking at Ridley mostly, but also cracking his boss kills. The Mother Brain fight, the Rainbow Beam is going to do 600 damage with that area. So if you have just enough health, then you need to do the rest of the fight pretty perfectly too. So that's something else to account for. Wait, that's how I remember it. That Ridley is over here. Below a bunch of junk. Another super pack. So that should be doable. And we'll see how this Variolous Ridley goes. Various Ridley may be something that you've seen before in a boss shuffle. Here we have a bit of a heat run to get over there. It's going to be the Magnetite room. Could have Suda screwed that. Taking a bunch of damage. What's this next room? Well, that's a little bit of health. Okay. You're not too happy losing a tank and a half and missing the first shot. Did not get hit, that's good. Gravity is only half damage reduction compared to other randomizers and vanilla. They give you 75% damage reduction to like non-environment damage. So you can run through. I think you'd want to turn off ice if you want to do it with a running in with a charge shot. That's better. Yeah, health isn't too low here. So, two charge shots is 3 supers. So we need 4 charge shots. And that was a miss super. And then to finish the fight, you have to get grabbed. You can go down to 70 something. Wow. Well, that was extremely skillful. Can you continue living? No, jump too high. Oh, that's sad to see. I would have liked to see that health manip pay off. Yeah, probably reset this. If you run through farming the Megalodite fireballs, you get a good chunk of health back. They're not quite as high as last time. You can only really farm the bull once. But it's always going to be a 20 energy. But by my math, it is 4 charge shots and all of your supers. And while you're doing this, you want to land all your hits and avoid taking damage. Give a back bounce. That made the positioning weird. And swoop. Okay. Let's do some shout outs. So the runners are Baron of Red and Linux, as you can see. Preseason Map Rando runners. Map Rando. I guess it's been out for, let's say, a year and a half, but the racing scene has picked up only recently. Only, what, 2-ish months ago? Before it was just more casual seed playing. But now it's pretty actively raced. And we ended up putting a tournament together for it. And here we are. In the qualifiers. Number 2. Of Speedgaming Live online. Woo. I'm tournament organizer. Mostly me and MM2. And then we also have Apathy Duck. Yeah. So Ridley Fight is hard. It's one of those things that you practice as much as you can, and it's still not enough. Gave us a nice bin minute. I took damage there. I think he has to jump into the claw. But no, took hit. So this is not what you want to see in a qualifier. What Baron is going through. Because these deaths are just adding up. He knows the fight's possible with this loadout. And it's going to be slow to pick up any more safeties. So now's the time to just make it work. I used to really like using a missile on the Viola, but it's gonna turn a lot of your energy drops into missiles because you're otherwise at full missiles. So I think it's not worth missile killing the Viola anymore. I'd either pseudo screw and skip the first farm, space jump through, or turn off eyes. Okay, this looks like a play for safeties. That hollow dot over there is a reserve, I believe. This is enough health to take a hit. I don't know about 2. But part of it is you need to do damage fast. Because when you're not doing damage, you're taking damage. Like, there's two parts to it. And that's why missiles aren't really a viable way to do the very lizardly fight. Oh, we don't really have a timer going, do we? We lost our timer. We're at 1:05 right now. Yeah, Linux's timer is not going to be accurate when he comes back either. So, Baron in shambles. Almost got that miracle kill on one of the early attempts. But just happened to miss the energy spawn points. Well, Speedgaming is always looking for volunteers to help out, whether it's overall or in individual communities, such as Super Metroid. We're looking for commentators to talk about what's going on, talk about what the runners are trying to do. And then we also have trackers who are controlling the little boxes with the icons below the game feeds. So if you could, if you wanted to help out with either of those roles, that'd help us a bunch. The tournament that this is part of, once it kicks off, then there's going to be a pile of races that we're going to need help with. Right now we're doing the qualifier matches. So there were 2 today. This is number 2. There's going to be one tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then we have more throughout the week. A bit of a spread during the week, and then 3 more on the weekend. Racers only need to play in 3. Like strictly only 2. But you play in 3 and then your lowest is dropped. And if you play more than 3, then it's just averaged into your total points. Right, so on Linux's side, he said he had a power outage. And so, gonna reset back to his save point, wherever that was. And then we have 10 minutes of stream delay. And then we'll see where he's at. So that would mean a 10-minute cut. Is that how it works or not? If there's a local recording, then it shouldn't be a problem. But having your game crash is always a problem. But at the same time, this is a seed where shambles are happening to everyone. Right, we're moving again. I know that in the case of a power outage, it also depends on your recording type. Like some can survive that, some can't. But we are in Brinstar. We've not seen Linux in Brinstar before, so we have some missing footage. But this is where Fantoon and Ice, Plasma, Space Jump, and Mother Brain all were. We don't have the map yet, so we must not have Fantoon killed. And then when Baron did this, it was Fantoon, and then all of the majors came after that. Oh, we do have Screw Attack. So that's going to mean he did continue into Torian. Or it would make sense if it was Torian. A wreck ship was the other option. I guess we have to keep an eye on Averia. This looks like a kill for Baron. Does need to not dodge the energy drops. Oh, was the reserve not full? If your reserve is full at 100, then you drop down to like 2 when the drops spawn. Very nice X Factor. Okay. And then from here, Baron gets a ship refill. Oh, we do have a timer again. Nice. Let's set up the timer for us. That is a Varia suit. We found it. Okay, so I'm going to mark Ridley as dead too. If you have Varia, then you kill Ridley before coming here. So Linux is going to find out about Mother Brain here. Far to the right. Does not need ammo, but I don't think Linux has a Zeb skip. I don't think the area in front of Mother Brain allows for speed Zeb skip. No, don't need energy. But that's not a reason to go out of your way looking for ammo. Charge Wave Spazer is pretty strong. The speed blocks that survived. Ice Beam. Ice Beam is damage and Zeb skip. Supers are going to do double damage to Mother Brain. Actually, that is a good runaway for speed Zeb skip. That is the room before Lornor for pillars. The gold pirate room. But supers are going to do double damage to Mother Brain. So 40-30 is enough to do the whole fight. And that means the beam damage doesn't matter. Let's see. This does mean Linux is ahead. So there's the Mother Brain room. You can see that the front is modified a little bit because we're not going through G4 statue room. This is the new gate. There's 4 of them, 1 for each boss. And that makes Speed Zeb Skip a little easier if it were the default runway. But it can be that it doesn't give you a runway at all on the other side of the door. So it's up to the map whether you can Speed Zeb Skip or not. And then from here, the missiles and supers is close enough on its own. So crystal flashing before the Mother Brain section. Seems fine. Okay, looks like Linux is through into the final escape. From here, we're not going to do Baby Cutscene or Mother Brain 3. You get all the items and straight into the escape. You get a timer. There's some leeway to it, but not enough that you can go the wrong way. There's enough leeway you can do rooms poorly, but you can't really take the wrong path for too long. And you also have to find the route back to the ship. There's a setting for saving the animals, but that is not in there. We don't need to save the animals. Both of them in the escape at the same time. Looks like Linux is just going to be this much ahead. 40 seconds in game time. There is a lot of running around. It can be a long path to remember. But again, it shouldn't be too intense of an escape. And pretty much everyone who's joining the tournaments practice this escape enough. And one thing you can do is just practice only escape, and that's kind of a good way to get good at room times with all the items. because it'll encourage you to go through the rooms with as fast as you can to beat the timer. There we have it. So Linux done. And there's a delay, so marking Baron done as well. The winner on the restream is going to be Linux. GG. What's this race time? So that is 119.17 Linux and 120 for Baron.
Howdy.
Welcome, Baron.
Thanks, Aussie.
Yeah, GG, I'm putting up a time.
A time, yes.
Uh-huh. One of those early Ridley attempts, though, that was almost really a miracle save.
Yeah. So I made a crucial mistake. All of my Ridley practice is without high jump boots, and it actually really throws me off to have it on. If I had turned it off, I probably would have gotten it there. But didn't
the
cross
problem
my
is you
mind.
jumped over the energy drops too.
Yeah, well, exactly. I don't know how much time I lost on that, but it was a lot.
Yeah. And we also have Linux joining us. GG's Linux.
GG's, everyone.
GG's Linux.
Unfortunately, had the power outage, it sounded like. You want to describe what happened? We saw you entering Torian, and Varia was somewhere.
I think this seat has the biggest trouble I have to do for Avaria. I don't know if that was like last step.
It wanted you to do a lot without Varia.
And I don't know where was the E-tanks in this seat.
So we're getting the steps here now on the restream. Step 9, Torian. So you did wreck ship too.
So I'm confused at the start. Is that worst room in the game wasn't logic? Did I need anything else?
Yeah, it is. Not the way you did it. The logical way should be that you kill all the pirates and then just go up the room with dead pirates. And it takes 4-ish tanks. I think Baron went to Wasteland instead, and I think that has a higher cost, a higher energy cost.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm much more comfortable with the Wasteland as a room, even though I died once there.
Yeah. That was one branching point. Very uncomfortable moment in the seed where you have to do a very difficult Lorne Warfare room. But also, it's a case where if you're really practiced at a new route movement, then you can go through worst room on that low health and just save a lot of time. So it was like, how well can you do those individual rooms, and then also how well can you do Ridley as like skill checks. And I haven't really looked at how the race times ended up overall.
So I immediately began rage practicing Ridley. So I wasn't even paying attention to the item locations. Where was Varia?
I saw it in Torian. I don't know
Okay.
where exactly.
I don't think I even went into Turian.
Right. You went to Brinster early, so you knew all the bosses after seeing Dragon.
Right.
Um, so yeah, your end game was kind of if you wanted to leave and look for more items for the Ridley fight, or just do it. And you did leave at one point for another reserve, and it looked like that did help.
Yeah, I got it in, I think, 2 attempts after I came back with the reserve. 2 or 3.
I think there was also another reserve and criteria that Linux got very early, and you didn't.
Yeah, I got a reserve pretty early.
Had one. Was it off of Bubble Mountain?
I think it was Spore Spawn Super's room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one was pretty far away. I just didn't ever bother going all the way over there.
Yeah, it was the kind of seed where you wanted all the hollow dots you could get.
Yeah.
Because even crystal flashes were a bit of an issue. Like Linux didn't have one for a long time. You wanted supers a ton for Ridley. You wanted E-tanks the entire time. I don't know. Any thoughts about the seed? Planning on replacing this time in future qualifiers?
I enjoyed this set. I'm just like a little bit pale about the power and that stuff, but the set was good.
Oh no, did you lose power, Linux?
Yeah.
Oh.
How much progress did you lose that?
Oh, I saved right after beating Ridley, so just like I think it went like off when I hit the room with the farm in like going to Norfer. There's a room with farms. I don't know what's the name of the room. The one that was above Mount Everest.
Yeah, that's the redfish room.
No, in this set, the one that was
Oh.
above
Okay, I don't know.
Mount Everest in this set. I lost
But,
power there.
In this kind of seed, it's a little bit less punishing to have some shambles, because it's a slower seed overall. So it's going to affect your score less. The top times here, we have Nevity at 58 minutes, Fat Scott at 102, MM2 at 107, then Andy at 110. So not nearly as fast as the other qualifier.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to play them all.
I'm just gonna be practicing Ridley a lot. That's my takeaway. Practice more Ridley. I feel like if I had been able to clutch the one out where I jumped too high for the energy, I feel like I would have been top 5.
Yeah, it was a long time in Ridley. Don't know exactly how long. You didn't start your timer.
I didn't, because I stopped syncing it to the race time room because people were talking about that causing issues, and I was paranoid of that. And I just completely forgot. Sorry about that, Aussie. And viewers.
Yeah, it's all right. But if you two have any last things you want to say, we can get out of here.
I'm good. It was a fun seed.
I'm good. Thanks, everyone.
Great.
Yeah. Thanks all.
So thanks to both of you for showing up, giving us a good race. Pretty close between the two of you in the end. So that was nice to see, while also having big divergence. This will be it for qualifier number 2 for the Speedgaming Live Online Super Metroid Randomizer map rando tournament. We'll have the next one tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. The schedule is full of Super Metroid, so you're eating good. And with that, see you next mission.